Here we go. Here we go. Here we
What
go.
was that you were saying? Sorry, Jackson, what were you saying? You didn't, did you?
Huh? You
Good
what?
evening.
You didn't. Oh, we're live! Oh,
I've
sorry.
lost the lot. The mouse has gone. Good evening, one and all. Good evening. We've got a late arrival. We've had problems connecting tonight. Roy's had a problem connecting, and James has still got a problem trying to connect. So don't know what's going on. But the good news is I am on the right broadband. I checked before we started. Well done, me. Right, let's say hello to a few people. Hopefully James will join. I'll leave the space clear, and hopefully James will join us in a short while. Coyle, good evening to you. Mick King, good evening to you. Hope all is well. Yes, we're all good. Peter247, good evening. Evening, Kieran. Just to let you know, I'm all out of bubblegum. What does that mean? Oh, right, okay.
No, I don't even think it's that, but I'm just saying have some bubble.
You got some. You got some. Adrian Mason, good evening to you. Lynn, good evening to you. Peter Kendall, good evening. Mr. Intense, good evening, Mr. Intense. Adrian, I've said. Black Country Vapor, good evening. YouTube, you're live. Thanks for that. Northwest, good evening to you. Daniel, good evening. Welcome, Daniel. I know another man who's not been on top form of late, so I hope you feel okay, Daniel. Black Country. Patrick Pyle, good evening, Patrick. Who else have we got here? Graham, good evening, Graham. Albert Valenti, good evening, Albert. Scrolling down, Mark Trigwell, evening, Mark. Have a quick break. Dion, evening, Dion. Scrolling through. Everyone said too much in chat waiting for us, haven't they? So I'm going to scroll through and remember who I've said. DJ Villain. Good evening, DJ Villain. Good morning from Australia. Well, very warm welcome from Australia. Lovely. I think you're all locked down, aren't you? Still? You're still locked down in Australia? A lot of regions are, I believe. John Vaping Joker. Good evening. Mark Triggle, I think I said. The other Cheech. Hello, the other Cheech. JP. Evening, JP. How are we doing? We're doing fine. We're doing absolutely fine.
Because there's a blast from the past as well coming in.
Sorry?
A blast from the past coming in. A name I haven't seen in a long time.
Who's that?
You'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Yellow when we're there. Chris Herbert. Good evening. Yeah, it's not you, Chris. Sound like the Ant Deck. It could be you. Laurie, good evening. Sorry I missed you last week. Not a problem, Laurie. Not a problem. How do you like our playing cards? Who else have we got? Tim Rice. Good evening, Tim. Tim,
that's the one.
Tim Rice. Has he been on lately? Can't remember.
I haven't seen the name in absolute yonks.
Have you not? Well, very warm welcome, Tim. Tim Myhill, good evening to you. From Cly in Norfolk. There you go. Nearly went there the weekend. Nearly took the dog on his first little outing to the beach. But I just
you wised up.
I just thought, I don't know, he's a bit young. If he might enjoy the sea a bit too much. You never know. Oh, Laurie. She doesn't like our cards. You can read all the comments underneath now, Laurie. Laurie doesn't like our cards.
Nope.
DJ Villain, we're out of lockdown down here in Sydney. Oh, that's good. I know certain areas of Australia, I think, were still locked down. So that's good. Anyway, great news. Adrian missed Laurie last week. Who else have we got? Northwest, I think I said. Mark, is the 415 in stock yet? And any Drakes? Right. Both issues I will talk about very shortly. So those two things I must remember to talk about.
Count yourself, Mr. Northwest.
Hot Mesh. There's a name I've never seen before. Very warm welcome. Can't remember it anyway. What's that, Kieran? Get out of theatre mode and click default view at the bottom. Oh, right. She's obviously looking on a different screen, a different way. Can anyone help me to see the show and chat at the same time? For some reason, it's below.
And that's just the comment that.
Yeah. It's the other way round, isn't it?
Yeah.
See if we can let Kieran help you, Laurie. I don't really see what she means. So you got.
I do. If you click on YouTube, if you click on theatre mode, it then basically puts the picture across the whole top of the part of the screen, and the chat is then down below it. So then you have to scroll down to see the chat.
Oh, right.
She needs to click. She needs to. If you go into cinema mode, there's another beside it again where it says default view, which is just down below the timeline on the right hand side of the screen. So if she clicks on that, it takes it back to default view, which is the chat down the right hand side and the picture on the left.
Well done, Roy. Thank you for that. Hopefully,
and
Laurie
same
can
for a
work.
Mac, Laurie.
Oh, hello. Look out. Look out.
Incoming.
Incoming. Incoming. Here he be.
He's close.
He's shaking his head.
Because he's very close.
He's gone. Right. Maybe he'll be back. At least that's a start. He managed to get on. Peter247, are you going to stock the dot mod V2? Right. Now, I didn't know there was a dot mod V2.
With the screen on the side of it.
Is there?
Yeah. Michelle
I think
saw it.
Peter might have emailed me, or someone did. Put that on the screen. I shall find out. Why haven't they told me about it? It's weird, isn't it? Very weird.
Michelle saw it on Instagram, and she showed me a picture of it, and it's just like the normal dot mod, but it's got a screen on the side, so it's got variable wattage.
So you can it's got a regulated chip in, basically. You can turn it up and down from the screen, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if Naturevape will get that in. She's in chat, so she wants the new daughter. Yes. The new daughter, she wants it. Yes,
right,
yes.
Yeah. Well, the answer is yes anyway. I would stock them because I like their stuff. So, yes, I will, Peter. So, there you go. As soon as they're available, I will stock them. I'll find out. I'll have a look tomorrow, so if I can find out. Got a letter for a booster. Yeah, we're not allowed to say the old vid word, are we? Jabbed to that. I don't know why. You're not allowed to say that. Pizzo, good evening to you. How's the Ripley selling? It's selling very well. Yeah, most people are enjoying it. The odd person isn't. We'll perhaps talk about that in a little while as well. Guy Stewart, evening, Guy, and your parcel arrived. Bless your heart, and thank you. I haven't brought it up with me, but I will. Perhaps might talk about it later or next week, maybe. I don't know. Maybe in a little while. Pioneer Dot Insider, stock it, Mark. I'm most welcome. Pioneer Dot. Right. Yeah, I haven't tried the Pioneer for the dot mod. Might try that. JP, I've said. Grateful Ant. Have I said Grateful Ant? Ian from above the clouds. Very sorry. I wanted to hop on your show last night, Ian, and have a look at Jackson and yourself on there and say hi. And for one reason or another, I couldn't get to do it. So I apologise for that. I did want to pop on and see you. So I let you down again, Jackson. Sorry, mate.
All good. It's all good.
All good. And I think Michelle, I haven't said Michelle, evening Michelle. I want the dotty. Yes. And I think we're there, aren't we? Yes, Pioneer Dot Inside. Let's teach again. Calm Doon Cheech from Graham. Right, that's all the hellos done. Crikey, that took some time, didn't it? No rush, Mark. Yeah, cheers, Guy. Yeah, so tell us what you're vaping on. You were in first, Jackson. Fire us off. Go on. And hang on, it's that way, isn't it? That way. Go on, Jackson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got all confused with this. Right, no. As usual, we've got the Aromerizer plus a V2 on the Aegis X. Not too shabby at all. Not too shabby. And as always, we got a bit of Congo Bongo I get confused because we're in this little box and I have to try and get everything in this little box.
Stick it in front of your cheek. That's it.
See the little round thing in front of you, with glass thing, that's round, Jackson.
Yeah.
Stick it in front of that.
And then we've got, obviously, the converter with the Ripley on top. You know, I love that setup. It looks very smart. And in that, we got a bit of banana and apricot from Jinx. I'm going out of the flipping box again. No, there we go. Lovely jubbly. And last but not least, we've got the Odin 100 with the Blotto single coil. And in that, what the hell have I got in that? We've got, it's that one. The 100% raspberry and blackcurrant. There we go. Yeah, I'll get used to it now.
This is your finish.
The uptake. I'll see myself in the box, you see. So I've got this little looking box.
I'm going to change it again next week just to blow you apart.
No, other one. We'll go that way to Royston. There we go, over to Royston.
I've got the Geek Vape L200 with the Z22021 sub-ohm tank. That's what it's called, with the Z coils in it. In there, I have got some Titanic double bubble gum, classic bubble gum. Just not too shabby at all. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby, Royston.
I have got the it's the Vape AIO, which is a Dotty lookalike.
Yeah.
Which, the review will be coming out for this soon, but don't buy it. For reasons that will become apparent in the review.
Little bit of a spoiler alert, that one.
Yeah. But you can find out. You can find out why I think not to buy it.
Yeah,
I did purchase that. I did purchase that myself. So, I've also got the Cambrata with Mr. Ripley sitting on top of it. In that, I haven't a clue what it is. That way. Of course, it's not letting me focus because it sees me. Come on the webcam tonight instead. Some lemon thing. And I'm on the cocoa.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
The Caliburn 2 with some Juice and Power rainbow sherbet. And that's me. Graham, at least it's blue, right? Yeah, it's blue. Wrong. I should have got the red one. As Michelle said when I was buying it at the time, says I thought you were going to buy the red one. But I actually quite like the blue colour. But it really is.
Sometimes.
It really is a. That's nearly like a hexhome symbol on the front of it, but it looks so much like the bloody Dotty. And look, even the tank matches the colour of the mod.
Does it?
Blue. Yeah. He tried to sway me to buy it.
Can you let me in? But he hasn't come up. You didn't come up, James. Otherwise, I would have.
That's what happened with me earlier as well, because I couldn't get in. So just press X at the top, James, and try again.
Keep trying, James. Persistence. Adrian Mason says, "Where is McTavish? He'll be here in the end, probably about 10:15. He'll be here. Technical issues tonight. They've just done a new software for them, and I thought it was all right, but there was an update tonight, so maybe that's caused a conflict in it somewhere. I don't know. You had problems as well, didn't you, Roy?
I did. I just said sit and connecting for a long time.
Yeah. As soon as it comes through, though, James, I will let you in. Never fear. Ian Morgan, good evening to you.
Better.
Close-ups. Laurie,
right. I'm just checking my camera because it was too bright.
You look lovely, Roy. Absolutely lovely.
Thank you.
I look like I've had my ears pierced. For some reason, the little pup seems to think my earlobes are targets, and it's just. Tina says, "Your ear's bleeding again." Oh, he's got me again, has he? Little bugger. Right, okay, so what am I vaping on? That's probably the best thing. At least it's blue, Roy. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not vaping on much. I was going to be on the QP Juggernaut, but after trying to put a coil in it in a hurry, and you should never do that, it's just showing that ohm's too low. So whether I've left the legs too long and it's touching the bottom or something, I don't know. So I did want to have that on the go tonight. So if there was a like a lull in what we were doing, I could try, but I don't like to just sit here with the head down and build. Roy,
Put the build cam on and build.
Yeah, I knew you were going to come out with a good one there.
Just put the build cam on and build.
Maybe we'll see.
Jackson, right? Hang on. There's 3 of us here at the minute, and James, you can vote in chat. say aye if you want to see him build.
Aye.
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 Cheech
There's
will
2,
say
3,
aye.
1.
He always says aye.
2 to 1.
What else am I
No.
vaping on? Moving on.
No, come back to it. Bye.
We will. We'll get there. The 415 on the Ed Pennon. Loving that setup. Really nice. And that's about all. I have got Ed Zachary here with some tobacco in there. With some, what is it? Burley. And I haven't as yet put another coil in this thing. The Inniken. I haven't tried it with another coil. Flavorless. So that's about all I'm vaping on tonight. Adrian says he was looking for McTavish on screen. He will be here, hopefully. What's that? Oh, can't tag her on drive, massive air hugs and geez, live lounge liquids. Laurie, how do you all get to love your fruity juices? I do like my fruits. I must admit, fruits is what I like. And I think you're the same, aren't you, Jackson? And you like fruits, Roy? And
I love my fruits. I can't get into anything else. I'm not a bakery man. I don't think. I've tried a lot. Obviously, there's loads out there, but from what I've tried, it don't tickle my taste buds. A bit of gongo bongo.
Frank Snowman. Why wouldn't that go in chat? Oh, it comes out. That's big, that one, isn't it? It's me who's asking for the 0.6 Bishop hairpins. Thanks for sorting those out. If you could hold them till next month, birthday, yep, will do. Not a problem at all. Laurie Feinson, fruit's disgusting. I must admit, grateful, and that's exactly what I thought. That's why my face went, oh, I thought you had a hexome. I did too.
No. It does really look like it. It's
Oh. Is he here?
babe.
Ta-da!
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank fuck.
Language,
James.
Considering the last hour that I've had, I think I'm allowed at least one curse word.
You'll
one.
You'll never get that hour back. You know that, do you?
Oh, thank God for that.
Oh, well done. Persistence paid. Well done for keep trying. Dear oh Lord.
I could cry.
Is this your new camera then, James?
No, I'm back on the iPad. But actually on my iPad now. What I think seems to be the problem is you mentioned the new software for Ecamm. I don't think it's compatible with that camera, so I'm gonna have to go and download the drivers for the camera. So until then, yeah, I've got a new webcam. No, that one broke because the Logitech one arrived broken this morning, and my wife went out. My lovely wife went out and got me a Trust one. It's the same brand as my microphone, and she said, "Well, wait until that one gets replaced. Just use this one." And I was like, "Right, okay." But here we are.
Oh, so it doesn't work.
The thing is, it works with Zoom, and it also works with StreamYards, but it doesn't seem to work with the Ecamm system that you're working at the moment, which is kind of strange.
I don't see why there'd be a difference.
Just
I have no idea.
Download the Trust webcam control software. Launch it first. So it's basically turn your webcam on, then click the Ecamm. That's what I had to do with the Logitech one as well. There.
You know what? I'll do that after the show.
Do it after the show, and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of it, James. But well done for signing on as you are. Evening, Eric. Eric Simsigs. Good evening to you.
Hey, Simsigs.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Tim says, the Juggernaut V2 isn't the easiest to coil when you're in a hurry. No, I think that's what I've done. I think I've left the legs too long or something. It's short.
It's all right. We've got an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's lovely, Rob.
Yeah, even though I was kind of compos mentis for half of this, I know chat really want to see you build it. I've seen a lot of eyes.
There's a lot of eyes.
Speaking of, I've obviously, has everyone did what they're vaping on yet? I don't know.
Well, we have, but you haven't. So, would you like to do that?
I am on the Kylan Mini 2. I'm on with the top side light, and it's 21700 configuration. And in that, I've got some Romance Blackcurrant Lemonade. I've got the Fortitude with the GTR. And inside that, I've got some of McTavish's breakfast, which is French toast with a double shot cappuccino and tobacco. And that's me.
A lot of people saying aye.
That's all the eyes to see you build.
James is lovely as a shadow. Aye.
Yeah, you see, chat, they don't feed me in this, so I am fading away to one.
Right, Mark, the 415. I did say I'd answer the question about that. I really, really thought they'd be here by now, and they have been sent. They are in transit, so it's not that they haven't, they're waiting to be sent. They are literally on the way, and I thought, I half expect they'll be here today, but I've been thinking that last sort of couple of days, but I'm sure they'll be here really, really soon. And honestly, folks, they're worth the wait. They really are. I know I'm teasing you, but it is good. Very good. Very, very good. I've pretty much actually been exclusively using this all the time. Nothing else. That says something, doesn't it? We always say when we keep putting a hand out to something to use it, then it's good. I haven't picked up the old Ed Zachary since last week. That's sat there. What about that? Didn't think old Ed Zachary would be pushed into relegation. Someone else from Australia.
I was going to say, one of the things that because you said that you're using the 415 quite exclusively this week. As like last week, you were kind of between the Ripley and the 415, and you were jumping between the two of them, and now you're kind of
but
exclusively moving.
I have settled on the 415, I think, really. It's quite odd, but it's very good. It's very good. Guy Stewart. Now, guys, I would say, I'm going to guess that Guy's a man of roughly my age. And this is just a typical comment from someone in our age group. Have you tried turning it off and turning it on again?
It just reminds me of IT crowd. Is it plugged in? Is it switched on?
Tech support, firm answer. Switch it off and back on again. Yeah, hit it.
Pull the plug out, go and make a cup of tea, plug it back in.
Since we have got an Irishman here, you might as well go. Have you switched it on and on again? Is it plugged in?
Your face, Roy. I was actually thinking of a conversation I had with a customer when I worked for Orange, and it was like person was saying that they weren't getting phone calls, that couldn't make phone calls. This is going back sort of 2000, everything else, and he says, "Oh, it did work for a while. It worked for about 3 days." And okay, and what's on the screen now? Nothing. It's black. Try Twitch. No, try and holding the on button. No, nothing. Have you charged it? Do I have to charge it?
Yes, Eric. Yeah, we answered that before you were here. Yes, I will be. The dot mod again, or the new one. What's this? Adrian Mason. Naturevape, I noticed some pricey customizable drip tips on store, but measurements for the different shapes seem identical. Also, 3 same. TVP drops the discount. Also, 3 the same. If the 2 and shows are 3 singles. I'm not sure what you mean, Adrian. If you
talking about the juices, maybe.
Yeah, the juice. If you put them in. Ignore what you see to start with, if you like. Go in your basket, and it should all look correct. It should do. Or does he mean if they're all... if you want all the same flavours? Send me an email, Adrian. We'll sort it out by email. Just send me an email, and we'll get it resolved, whatever you want. Predictive text is bad. Yep, yeah, always is. Doesn't work for me much either. Witness protection, right? Okay, Peter, Naturevape. After new mouth to lung RTA, but like 3mm airflow. Any ideas? That's quite open, isn't it, from mouth to lung?
Yeah.
Peter, what's this one like on the full airflow? You turn with this one. I think I explained. You just turn the whole tank, and it opens the airflow. I wouldn't say that's quite a 3mm airflow either. But you can
just by obviously experience, what I would probably say is the Ripley with one of the airflows completely wide open and the blank air slot on the other side. Just big gaping hole.
Yeah, the Ripley's not bad cool, because you can get the bigger airflow inserts for that as well, can't you? So yeah, not bad idea. Have you tried the Ion V2? Beats even authentic 415 with nets. Oh, no, I haven't, Jed. No, I haven't tried that. The Ion V2. Now, why have I got to write that down? Because I have. I'll never find it later on. I'll have a look at that. Ion V2. It's written. Right, okay. Other news, I have had Ambition Mods have contacted me, and they're going to send me a sample of their new like all-in-one, which is so much like this for the borrow tank, a bit like the Aspire, a bit like the SXK did one as well, didn't they? There's quite a few people have. I've got some pictures of that if everyone wants to see them. I think some of you have had a sneak peek last week.
Yeah, that's the Sunbox one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to blank you off, Jackson and Roy. Sorry, mate. That's how I did it. So.
Oh, charming.
Now's your chance. If you want to be rude to him, James, you can have... I think
if you cannot be seen, you're not there.
So I'll just flick some pictures. Sorry, Jackson and Roy. I'll just flick some pictures across so you can see. And basically, that's I haven't had one in the flesh yet, but they've literally sent it today, a pre-production one, which was very nice of them. So that's one picture. Let's go to the next. Hello, boys. Bye.
This is very similar to the one that I had shown on Facebook last week.
Yes, it is.
Or showed you guys, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know the price at that time, did we? But I'm going to say probably around about 100 quid. And it takes a borrow tank, blah, 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 blah. They're all about that price, aren't they, really?
Yeah. Is it DNA or is it proprietary, do you think?
No, it's the Ambition chip. Be their 60-watt one, I would have thought. But interestingly, we'll get to it in a second, I think, the bridge that they're supplying with them as well. But I'll see what you boys think of it when we get there. Specifications there. I'm interested in it because I do like anything that takes the borrow tank. Oh, that's the wrong. I don't know how that comment got up there. I will. Yeah, so there you go. They're the pictures, but the bridge that they're doing, I thought there was a picture of that amongst there. There isn't, is there? It looks really similar to the dot shell, not the dot shell, the vape shell, and very much like the cubics, which I got here, very much like the cubics. So we'll see what it's like. But I'll have that. Hopefully, I should have it for next Tuesday. So I'll get that set up and we'll see what we think. But they're selling the borrow tanks as well. So I don't know what theirs will be like. They might be better quality than some of the earlier borrow tanks. Either any of you boys had a borrow tank with a billet box?
No, I've never.
No.
Roy, no. The problem is.
I was going to say the closest I had was a Zeta box, but it was a colleague of mine at work, and she let me borrow it for a review. But that's probably the closest kind of billet box AIO kind of thing I've got my hands on.
Michelle's got a billet box. She bought a billet box. One of the guys of work, and so far it has sat in its box. She hasn't used it.
Wow.
So I might have to sort of walk past it someday and knock it off the shelf.
Yeah, I was trying to find mine. Where's mine?
Knock it off the shelf into my pocket.
Usually got a billet box fairly near hand, but I think it must be downstairs. But the borrow tanks that you can't see on there. The problem with the original with the billet box ones is the little red seal that when you drag the glass down, it very often plucked that red seal up, and when you shut it again, if you didn't get that seal in perfectly, it just leaked. And the amount of times we got billet boxes sent back and said, "Oh, it's leaked, and I've only had it a couple of weeks," or the chip's gone. You think, yeah, well, it's caked in juice. That's why. It's quite obvious, but it's part of the reason I stopped selling them, to be honest. So we'll see what that's like. I've only gone and caught up in chat. There's a first.
Absolutely.
That's almost worth a round of applause, surely. Everyone will start typing away now to make sure that I'm behind here. Yeah, Rufus Lubit is quite right. But even then, if you start to snag it, once it's stretched, they never seem to work properly again. Just chuck a seal away, put another one in, because they never seem to work properly again.
You say Michelle's comment right underneath Rufus is there for Roy. It's not a real billet box.
That one there.
She actually used it for a day and it did leak like a mother.
Did leak. There you go. I reckon that is your issue, Michelle. I reckon it's that little red seal. So Roy will have a look. If you with the seal, when you got it right, you almost see like the moisture in that seal, don't you? A bit like some RTAs, you'll see the moisture. The seal is magnified because you've got moisture there, and that's how you seal on a billet box.
Should take the cubic.
Guy, Mark, it should take the cubics. Yes, it will, Guy. So, and they are selling two different versions. They're selling with a bridge and without the bridge, and obviously they're cheaper without the bridge. So, but hopefully they send me all the bits. So I think there's a 510 adapter as well, so you can use it as just a normal mod. So that's quite nice as well, isn't it? Jay's mate Cheech. I don't know what that means, Rufus. Sorry, mate. Lordy66. Sorry I'm late, boys, but Mrs. made me watch Bake Off. Bake Off? Tina
For
likes
shame.
that. I can't say too much. Tina likes it as well. So, Jackson, you are nearest to me. There.
Yes.
Did I see that there was a converter? I haven't watched it yet. Did I see you've reviewed the converter now? I
have, yeah. The other day, yeah, Monday, was it? No, it weren't fucking Monday. I can't remember when it was. Saturday, Sunday, one of the days, yeah. Obviously, I purchased it off yourself, and I went with the splatter one. I quite like this. I wanted something a little bit different. Obviously, I know you and Roy had the black one. The black chassis. and the silver tubes. And I was tempted when I was looking at them. The problem I had was I quite like the all black one, so with the tubes all black and the actual chassis of the body black, the frame. And then I seen the splattered one because I totally forgot you even had the splattered one. So I thought, we'll go with that. Something a bit different. I thought I'll have that and get reviewing it. So no, very happy with it, Matt. To be fair, we are very, very happy with it. And it, I worked out. I think, because you see it when you see the picture, and they, you can alter it in 4 different sort of modes. But if you flip the base around, technically you can get 6. That's why I've judged it. So it's very versatile.
It is versatile, isn't it?
It is. And I love the head balance, and I thought it's difficult for me. I didn't think I'd get something that I'd like any better. But no, very impressed with the converter. I really, really like it. It's very well made. It does the job.
Yeah.
It really does. So yeah, the review's gone out for that. Lovely job, Blake.
Have you had many views?
I've got over 100, I think.
Oh, well done. Yeah. So anyone interested in seeing the? I don't think Roy, you've done it as well, haven't you? The review on the.
I have, yes.
Yeah. So both the middle guys have done it. I don't think I did.
The problem I've got, you see, since I've known you, Mark, I was never into booking side-by-side mods or, mouth to lung tanks. You sort of rub off on me. Do you know what I mean?
In a good way.
Before you know it, I said it last night, on the Laid Back Vape show. All of a sudden now, I tend to sort of find myself mouth to lung 60% and probably direct lung 40%. So it's bloody you rubbing off. But no, it's good. I'm enjoying mouth to lung vaping. I really am.
Good, excellent. Look out, we're someone else we haven't seen for some time. Salford, how are you? Nice to see you in chat.
Hello, good old Sarah.
Yeah.
Come into the parlour.
Hope you're well. That's another channel I haven't looked at for a little while, to be fair. I must pop in and say hi to you one night. David, must do. Who's not Cheech? God, there's some variations, isn't there? There really is. Rufus says he missed all these comments on the replay, but he can only imagine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Cheech got banned off Jay Hayes' show, I think.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Right, that'll be the reason for that then. That'll be the reason for that. Neil, Mark, do you ship to the US? I've stopped all overseas shipping, Neil, at the moment, but I don't think there's a problem. I think I was a bit quick to do that in a way, because I don't think there's a problem to countries outside the EU. I think it is purely just EU countries that we've got issues with at the minute. So, in paperwork issues, I mean. So, I'll look into that. And if I can we used to send a lot of stuff to the US. So, if I can get that back up and running, I will. And, always nice to send stuff over to the US. I had a big customer base from there, so that was nice. Peter247, good evening to you. Abdul, good evening to you. What's this there? Disposable pod youth epidemic in UK now. Knew it would happen. Yeah, well, I said from the outset that I didn't like the idea. I know you did, Roy. We conflicted on this opinion slightly, didn't we? That I'm anti, you're pro in a way. But I think, yeah, there you go. But I think I can see the pros, but I am in general a lot more anti them than pro. And I think Roy's the opposite. He can see the negatives, but he's in general more for them than against them.
Yeah.
So, which is what you want.
Yeah. Do you know that it's not actually, at the minute, it's not actually illegal to sell to under 18s?
Is it not?
No. It's in Northern Ireland at the minute. It's not illegal to sell e-cigs to under 18s. You're advised not to.
I'm sure,
but it's not actually illegal because our health minister is just putting through a bill at the minute, which is to catch up on England, Scotland, and Wales for stopping parents or stopping adults smoking in cars with an under 18-year-old. in the car that they can be fined. But also, and part of that bill then is to ban sales of e-cigarettes to under 18s. So at the minute, it's not illegal in Northern Ireland to sell to under 18s, but shops over here do the challenge 25. So
Yeah.
But I just couldn't get from just reading the bit about the bill that was going through. I just couldn't believe it when I read it. That then has actually been brought in onto it. So I still don't. I still would rather see someone vape than smoke, no matter what age they are.
Yeah, I get that. On more the environmental aspect of it, I think that people are just gonna toss. We know.
Yeah.
We know they are.
From my opinion on them is, like, if somebody's not really sure if they want to commit to vaping from smoking, it's a one-off kind of payment to try if they like it, and then they can go back into the vape shop where they bought it and said, look, I actually really enjoyed this. I haven't touched a cigarette. What's next? I think it's like a really good stepping stone. But that's kind of where I kind of leave it. You know, I try and avoid all kind of proxy sales, and I try and avoid all salesmen, especially if it's somebody who's already an experienced vapor, unless they're going, oh, I'm going out to the pub. Like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
You don't want to take your...
What I would say to that, James, it's not within a shop assistant's or shop manager's prerogative to ask what that person's wanting it for. No, it's not. If someone walks into a shop who's 25, 30 and goes, I want 12 disposables, it's not down to anybody to question why they want 12 disposables.
It is if you want
No,
to sell them, Roy. I agree with them, but obviously part of my job is I want to try and I agree with Roy, but I also, part of my job is to obviously help people in the longer run. I mean, as well, that's where I'm trying to get at.
But in the longer run, it's not going to be cost effective for that person to keep on disposables, because when you first get it, you'll use it every now and again. But as we all know, the longer you vape, the more you vape, the deeper you actually the deeper pull you take in it. So somebody who's just quit smoking probably could get the 575 puffs out of one of these. But an experienced vapor is never going to get 575 puffs out of one of these. They might get 300, 325 because they actually pull deeper. They vape more at any one time. So as somebody uses disposables, even if they use it as a crutch to get off smoking, they'll start off, one might last them 3 days. But by the time they go down a couple of weeks, one's going to start lasting them a day. And then when they start looking at it and they're going, hang on a minute, this is £6 a day. Or even if they get maybe even through 1.5 a day, so they're going to £9 a day, they might as well still be smoking for the cost wise. So that's when they're going to start coming back and going, right, what can I get last me longer? And then just use a disposable every now and again.
Yeah, exactly. That's rough. That's kind of where I normally take that kind of journey. Then
do you have many people come to the shop then and ask for 25 disposables? Was it 25 you said, Roy, or 12? I can't remember now. Yeah,
12.
12.
Well, considering most shops over here, okay, we say 10, but most shops over here do 5 for 20 quid.
5 for 20 quid?
5 disposables for 20 quid.
Do they?
A rip-off.
Tell them, Jackson. Go on, Jackson.
Over here, where I am, the problem that what I tend to find, especially from obviously in the Coventry area, is they're everywhere. So it's not, you get disposables everywhere and anywhere. It's not just vape shops. You go into a warehouse to get your paint. You've got a fucking shelf of disposables. You have. And you always see, 5 for a tenner, 5 for a tenner. And then the next shop, 6 for a tenner, 6 for a tenner. They're just everywhere. They're not dedicated to vape shops. It's so easy for kids to get them. It's like I've mentioned before, with my older daughter, she always says to me, all of her friends just go into any shop and they pick them up that easy. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, no, we were having a discussion on it because I was like to her, your friends surely should not be getting served. And like she says, you're not going into a vape shop where you're going to get ID'd and questioned. You're going into just a normal common brick and brack shop with a bit of this and a bit of that, and they just hand them over willy-nilly. So it's it's not the fact it's all in a vape shop. They're everywhere, and because they're getting them that cheap, wholesales. They must be getting them for pennies to be selling them at $5, for a tenner, and then you've got other shops competing for $6 for a tenner. Surely you can't be making much money off them, so you're just flogging them out, getting them out.
Yeah, they can't be, because even the vape shops over here, knowing a few vape shops and knowing what price they get them in at, and they aren't even if they're selling them at 5 for 20 quid, which is four quid a piece. They're only making they're making pennies off each device. But again, you have to sell high volumes to make profit. And again, those shops aren't vape shops. But you can walk into B&M and buy Idiot Vape. You can walk into Poundland and buy Poundland juice and starter kits, and they're just sitting on the shelves. And 9 times out of 10, the kids aren't even going to be buying it. They're going to be sort of walking past with their skull bags and going, "Oops, that slipped into my skull bag."
Yeah, but if you take a look at 88 Vape, I've tried 88 Vape, and I'll be honest, most of their flavors are shockingly shit. Right, that's hence why they're cheap, but they're crap. They have the odd 1 or 2 flavor which is vapable, but if you look at, you go into like a shop up here, so like you go into a warehouse, like we've got a warehouse here that sells a bit of everything. Then you've got one back wall full of literally, disposable pens. But the way they present it, but with the boxes, the colourful fruits and everything like that, they're more appealing than looking at your stand with your 88 Vape liquid on that looks shit. It does. It looks shit. Do you get what I mean? The disposables are made to look appealing for kids to buy because they are.
I do get that, Jackson. But then what you have to look at on the flip side of things, look at what they've done with cigarettes. They've taken away the 10 boxes. They've made the boxes look boring by making them all grey. They put the pictures of diseased lungs on there, heart disease, everything else. Kids still smoke. So it's not really coming down to the fact of, has there been much study being put into, does a bright coloured box be more appealing to a kid or make them want to vape more? Or is it peer pressure? Is it somebody who smokes, then somebody who now vapes? Is because that person vapes, does that make them want to vape more and everything else? But kids that want to vape won't give a crap what it tastes like. They'll just want to vape.
It's like I had a discussion with my oldest daughter, and she's never ever wanted to smoke. Never. She's seen me smoke. She's never. And I'm a very sort of weird parents where I'd like to think my daughter would come to me if she ever wanted to smoke. I'd like her to obviously come to me and say, "Look, I'm thinking about this," rather than go behind my back and doing it. She's never once said, "Oh, fags this" or "tobacco this." She has on multiple times say, "Oh, I've walked past this shop. You've got this vape, this fruit, this." So they're appealing.
The end.
You can sit and finally buy. But I do get the side of it. But as vapors, if we make an issue of disposables, then that's going to raise the issue of anybody that's anti-vaping is going to pick up on that as anti-vaping, not just anti-disposables. They'll never make, as much as they know somebody's making the distinction between a disposable pen and a pod system like that, or whatever it may be. But somebody who's anti-vaping will just pick up on that anti-vaping and then just use that to pressure vaping to go down the rabbit hole down, as in America. Although we're quite lucky in the UK that we've got the NHS on the side of vaping.
I do think, we won't bang on about disposable all night, but I do think the whole industry is not as controllable with disposables, is it? If you've got rebuildables, or even something like a little Aspire GT tank that takes a coil, they've got to buy. Yes, they can buy the tank and they'll get a coil, but then they've got to buy a mod, and it's not that £5 impulse purchase from a youngster, they need more money than that. So they need to really be determined to go out and get their e-cig to do that, Roy. And I just think it makes it so easy now for children to say, yeah, let's get a disposable, only a £5. If we all chuck in £1 each, we'll be able to get one.
Or a Lyra. Well, there's Lyra kits in Michelle's shop or a tenner for a pod. Tenner for a pod.
Yeah.
So therefore, they've got to get the pod. And therefore, and another £3 for a 10ml bottle of juice. So that's 10ml of juice compared to buying a 2ml disposable.
I mean, we could debate it, and I do hear arguments. And so many of them make sense. They do, honestly. But in my head, I don't see how these are good for the environment or the industry. That's in my head. And in general, I don't think they are. That's just how I think.
Yeah, and everybody's going to have their thoughts and their opinions. Just because I have my thoughts and my opinions doesn't make mine the right one. You have your thoughts and opinions, doesn't make it the right one. It makes it the right one for me. It makes the right one for you.
Yeah,
it makes the right one for Dax.
I might maybe if I had a shop, I might think differently. But for an online business, I don't think anyone goes on. I do see a lot of online sites selling them, but I don't. I don't think it's so much an online product. I think it's more garage forecourt. I think it's more your corner shop. I think it's that sort of marketplace, and your pod, and your high street shops. They're going to buy them there as well. But anyway,
just to close off on disposable. I know this comments dropping down a bit because somebody's made the comment about it.
Go on then.
So, but the ingredients in a disposable are exactly the same that's in an Nick salt. They are just literally 2 mils of the Nick salt stuck into the pod system. So
that's exactly right.
The way which is the way I always go about it. I said, look, you're spending £6 to buy 2 mil. Whereas if you spent £6, you could get 20 mil of liquid. So that's the difference. You're getting 10 times the amount of liquid. Yeah.
Dawn. Hi, Naturevape. I have the Nest, which I've had for about a year, but I keep getting dry hits. Any suggestions? Yes, I have. Wrap the cotton round tighter around the coil. Make sure it's tight. And Dawn, bless you. Thank you. You're the one.
Right. So if you're having obviously the hot spots, see the whole strip of cotton. Use the whole thing and wrap it round double, and it obviously puts more tension on the mesh. And then when you're putting it into the little cage, it'll hold it all in place for you. Then put it in the radiator, then soak that first, then put the cotton in around the well, and that should stop it.
Actually, Dawn, if I, oh, here it is. Got all sorts of rubbish in here. If I can show it, dom. That's how you want it, so that the cotton is packed nice and tight around that coil. Ooh,
up a bit. That's it.
Up a bit, down a bit, left a bit. Oh, my dirty old nails! Look, blame a transit today. Transit wheel arch. There you go.
You work with your hands.
I do work with my hands. That was transit rear wheel arch. God, the crap up there. And off with the table cam. So hopefully that helps, Dawn. If not, we do sell the pre-made coils. So all you've got to do then is just loop the wire round and tighten the wire up. So there's another option for you. But if you got any problems, email me. I'll help you with it. Not a problem at all. I'd rather see you get the use out of that, because if you get it right, and it hasn't got to be 100% right even, you should never get a dry hit from it, and you'll love it. If you get that coil in there right. So thanks for coming in and taking the time to comment. See you, James.
Hi, James. That's how he gets for messing about. If he just left it sitting, it would be grand, but he keeps messing about with it and touching and doing things. And
why doesn't he come on now? Have I got to assign him again? I have. There you go. He's back. He's like,
Sorry,
Arnie.
I don't know. Like, the thing is, I froze on my phone, but I was watching the stream on my other phone, and I was like, I'm still moving there, but I wasn't moving here in front of you.
Oh,
I don't know, and I don't know what you'd said, but Dawn, you can't get pre-made
I did
nest
say
coils
that.
at
Yeah.
Naturevape. There you go.
Yeah, I did say that. But yep. So
There's
also
a review on my channel.
Yeah, James did a very good review. If you look at Mech Tavish on YouTube, do a search for him. You'll see that you did a very good review on that, James. You took to that like a duck to water, didn't you?
I still enjoy it to this day. I normally use it for juice reviews because they just hold a lot of liquid, and you can get a real circular vape through it, really saturated to basically nothing. Yeah, I really enjoy them.
Oh,
I did my
guy,
review.
I like this comment. This is a very good comment. Maybe charge an extra £1 and give it out for the empty. The kids will find the empties and return them for pocket money. So that gets back to what Roy, you were saying, and James, you were saying about bringing your old pod in for like a discount or whatever on the new pod. But a bit like, anyone remember the old was it Lucasade bottles that you took them back to the shop?
Bottles.
Huh?
All mineral bottles over Northern Ireland. You could take
Corona,
back to the shop.
Corona bottles.
Can
you sell?
Used to do it in cans. Used to do it in cans. A penny a can.
Did you?
That? Yeah, you used to get a carrier bag. You'd walk around the streets picking up the can for your penny. Do you not remember that?
Cut them in half.
Commentary for you. Everyone else can
Yeah,
find
if you got a bag full, you used to have to go along to Sainsbury's, hand it into Sainsbury's. And then back then you used to have sort of quick save and stuff like that. And if I remember rightly, we're going back a lot of years, for a can, not of actually Coca-Cola, but you get a can for 4p and stuff like that. I'll never forget that. I can't believe you don't know. You're flipping older.
No, I don't know about the can. It was Corona bottles, because if you were cute, you used to hand them into the shop. He always put it out the back door in his crate, and you go and take it out again and give it back to him. So you get double bubble.
Jackson, whenever Mark and I was younger, Sainsbury's hadn't even been thought of, probably, as a big supermarket.
So when we were younger, we used to watch the snooker in it. For those of you watching in black and white.
There's one behind the blue.
Oh dear.
No, for us it would be the distinctive sound of carrying a plastic bag with lots of empty Iron Brew bottles, and we would get 25p for them. I hear the clink, clink, clink going to the ice cream van or going to the shop.
Obviously, offering £1 though for disposable, bringing them back. I really can't see many people doing it, because in today's world, £1. I know £1's £1, but you can't really get much, can you now, for £1?
No, but you only you start getting 5 or 6. That's worth having.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Kieran said he saw 3 or 4 on the street the other day.
Here's a question for you, Mark.
Which one?
Mark. What does somebody do whenever their mod dies?
He's talking to you, Jackson.
No, Mark. Yeah, what do you do when the mod dies?
What do you do when the mod dies? Yes, Roy, you throw it away. You do.
Okay. So, but Michelle's shop has got a thing. If they bring back a dead mod, they get a £5 off a new mod.
Do they?
So they have a line of all the mods that people have bought back. But there is more precious metals and stuff in those. The metals. So if somebody throws that into the
There's
street,
not a lithium battery though, Roy. There's not a lithium battery, is there?
But what do they do with those then?
You take them to Aldi and put them in their little plastic tub.
There's not many normal people will do that.
Oh, they're full. Honestly, around this way, they're full.
I know there is, because there's going to be always people people do it. But I've known vapors. I've just thrown them in the bin.
Well,
the thing is, I know there is external chargers out there that can actually bring dead batteries back to life. They can recharge the ions inside the battery, but they can be quite expensive, from what I understand.
I think, talking of which, I think it was Guy Stewart, that told me he'd just replaced his batteries because they were something like 8 years old, and he'd realised how bad they'd got. And will get 8 years out of his battery. I'm sure it's something like that. But there you go.
I think my record so far is I've got when I got my first Joe battery box mod, I still have the original Samsung 25 hours in them, the 18650s. I still have, and they're still going strong because I've been using an external charger.
Yeah, I have a set of batteries that I got 4 years ago at Expo, and they're still going. I think I'll need to rewrap them soon.
Mine tend to get dented more than the wraps break and stuff. Yeah. So the terminals that I bend over tightening them, really. Shouldn't do, should you? Really, crikey, Michelle's had someone come in for 15 of them.
Yep.
See, but can you imagine? So we shouldn't go on about it anymore. Can you imagine someone going into Jessop's and saying, "I want 15 disposable cameras, please"? Bloke would say, "Well, you're mad."
Just buy an actual camera.
It's funny saying that, Mark. The last time I actually had to purchase disposable cameras, I had to buy 64 of them.
Wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wedding, and also, well, no, sorry, it wasn't a wedding. It was a works do, and they wanted a disposable camera for everybody that was going. So I had to go and buy 64 of them. So I've actually heard of somebody having disposables at their wedding for smokers because the venue allowed them to vape but not smoke.
Oh,
indoors.
right,
So
yeah.
They'd bought disposable vapes for them to have.
Oh, God, I've fueled his argument now, haven't I? There was me trying to take it away from him. I've fueled Oh, dear. Yeah, Adrian and Daniel are talking about the Rona shot. Yeah, Daniel had his vaccination and he's convinced it was the injection that's given him like a frozen shoulder. So quite odd.
I think a lot of people had that though. I've heard that a lot of people
have heard
had the injection. Yeah, it's, I don't know. A lot of people I've spoken to say it's like a locked shoulder, really painful.
Well, I can sort of sympathise. Mine gave me bloody pneumonia. So
did it give you pneumonia? Do you think? Did you have that after the shot?
I had I'd. Well, what the doctors think it might have been is I might have had a chest infection starting, or the fact that I'm already an asthmatic, and obviously my immune system's already lower than say yours if you're healthy, and then obviously when you have a vaccine, it drops it further down, and it just knocked me for 6. I think it was 24 hours later I was in A&E.
That's not a bad idea. Neil Pitts as well. Disposables need to have the shop's name and a tracking number on them, so anyone who sells them underage can be tracked.
Yeah,
I agreed.
It'd be very hard to prove, but I like your train of thought. Yeah, I mean, in my city, kids were buying them from a tiny kiosk in town. Salford makes a point as well. I did put it on the screen, but I didn't read it out. Excuse me. Let's remember vapes were sold at markets and corner shops well before vape shops existed. And he's quite right, they did. People were buying Vivinovas off people like me. Do you know what I mean? I didn't have a vape shop, that's true. You know, I'd go out in my normal course of work and they'd say, "How do you do that? What's that for then? What's that all about?" And you tell them and say, "Where can I buy one?" I've got one in the van if you want one, and I'll tell them one. So yeah,
I have this really funny image in my head of you having this wee push cart kiosk. Come
Del
buy
boy.
a vape pen.
This time next year, Rodney.
And it has a squeaky left wheel and come buy a vape.
Does your van have 3 wheels? Mark.
What was that?
Does your van have 3 wheels?
3? No, it doesn't. No. I did go for the 4th. I went for the upgrade.
Is it yellow?
I haven't got tit on the side of it either. That was just classic comedy, wasn't it? I used to love that. I absolutely loved it.
I still love watching it to this day. Like I used to watch it with one of my grandparents, and then just whenever it was Christmas time, it would always be on the TV, and
yeah,
I still love watching it. It's like you said, it's absolute gold, and it's always funny. It's
Yeah.
always relevant.
How many times do we use one of their comments in everyday life, like the broom with 5 different heads and 25 handles or something, but it's the same broom? Do you know what I mean? It's just incredible humour, wasn't it? Rufus, my local spa shop's like a vape shop, racks of juice, hardware and disposables, none of it behind the counter. Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah, I've seen that as well.
And the other thing I find, like obviously I'm not slating any like spa or things like that are doing that, but at least have somebody employed that kind of knows what they're talking about, because you could easily go in and go, I'm looking for a coil for this tank, and they go, oh, I don't know. And they just got this really blank stare on their face.
Yeah. And Michelle says that Nick salts are at fault for all this. No, before Nick salts, it was better. I agree, but there's a lot of people that wouldn't agree. A lot of people like Nick salts, don't they? But they don't go well with me. They make me sneeze, simple as that. And, I can't vape them, but other people love them. So
I wouldn't get to see much work. I wouldn't get to see to do much work if it wasn't for Salt Nick.
See, I cough on Nick Salt, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't agree with me.
Well, the thing is, in my
get a bit vapey in here at the minute.
in my liquid, in my breakfast liquid that I've made, it's a hybrid. It's both. So you get the throat hit of the freebase, and then obviously because it's the Nick salts, it boosts the flavour of the actual juice. So it's kind of like a win-win.
Anyone else seen? Talking of which, we're talking about different things. Does it say what they are here? Yeah, pouches, nicotine pouches. Anyone heard of them?
Yeah, the one they put into.
Yeah, like Velo, Snus, Nordic. I know a few of them.
Yeah. See, I didn't know much about them. You just lay them on your teeth, don't you? And let them...
Yeah, you put it in between your teeth and your gum, and it just dissolves away. And it was like, well, Chris Empire's Emily, who graduated as a bioscientist, done some not very scientific tests on them, because it was actually Chris said it burnt his gum.
Right.
When everyone he had tried it, he got from Expo. But it's not something that I would be keen on trying.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, the thing is, I'd used the Velo, like the 6 milligram Velo pouches when I was in hospital, because I wasn't allowed to vape. They wouldn't let me leave the ward because I was in a respiratory ward. So I had to use the pouches because the patches gave me the shakes and they gave me nightmares. Okay, so I was on the pouches.
Well, when I tried them.
Yeah, and the thing is, there is the market for them. I would find quite. Obviously, you talk about mech's been very niche, but I would say they're even a nicher market. Like the only place you would really need a pouch like that is if you're going on a plane, you're stuck in a hospital, you're in the army, because you're not allowed to vape or smoke in the barracks in the army. It depends on which country, but I know ours you're not allowed to. Going long distances on public transport, that's where they would normally work. Anywhere else, it's not really heard of.
I think I know what guy meant. They were they were horrible, but got me off the fags. Yeah, I mean, there's you got what's that other one? Snus. Is it snus as well?
Snus.
Snus. No, not snuff.
Snooze.
Snuff is a.
Yeah, that's the old powder tobacco that they used to use before they knew how to burn
Snuff.
it.
Yeah.
No, it's snus.
Snooze.
It's a camel that makes that. Well, the American version, at least, I know anyway. Camel snooze.
So how does that work, in James? You're our resident expert. How does that one work?
What, the snus pouches? It works exactly the same as the Nordic, the Velo. And
it does. It's the same stuff, is it?
Yeah.
They're just different brand names.
You just put it up here.
Right.
And basically they do come from down the same line as the old school bandits.
Yep.
From many years ago, the first nicotine replacement.
So if you think about it, there's nothing to stop you just getting what's this one, 9 milligram? 6. Getting a 6 milligram bottle of juice and just putting a bit on your tongue. What's the difference? You're still getting it. Sharing it in the system, aren't you?
I think it's like, obviously it absorbs into your gums, but you're still breathing it in as well. You've got it. It's because it's in your mouth. You're breathing.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah,
but it's not going to make any difference. You breathing it.
Mm.
It's just the absorption, because it's just you vape to get it, because the lungs is getting directly into your bloodstream, so then it's going straight to your head to give you the nicotine rush.
See,
it's
half the attraction of vaping to me, it's the bit like a roll up. It's the gadgety side of it. It's putting your coil in. It's putting your cotton in. It's tinkering with the bod. It's changing your wattage. It's all. It's like you're nodding, Jackson. It is, isn't it?
I agree with you 1,000% on it.
No, yeah, absolutely.
But that's the hobbyist side of vaping coming into it. You just get the ones who just want to be able to pick something up and use it. Don't give two sweet fiddlers about, and don't want to know how to change a coil, don't want to know how to do anything else. All they want to do is be able to pick something up and vape it.
Yeah,
because Michelle and I's got friends like that, and the funny thing about it is Charlie's quite a big lad. So we were trying to say, right, go onto a pod system, next salts, because they're quite heavy smokers. Well, in fact they are very heavy smokers. But Charlie goes, no, I want something like that. I want something big and chunky, and I want to get. I'm like, well, that's going to be harder for you to stop using that than using something that size. He just sees the size being
size matters, Roy.
Yeah, not the size is what you do with it.
The size of the target you're throwing it at.
Go hell, James. Swirling Monk wants to know what the ingredients in disposable are. I think that is salts, isn't it? I think we're pretty much.
It is.
Yeah.
It's and it depends which ones you get. It's like
same as this.
But these ones here, these true ones, which are all the same as them, and there seems to be one company that's making them, and then everybody's getting different branding stuck onto them. They use UK juices. Geek Bar, which is now just teamed up with Dr. Vape, that's a UK juice, and it is Dr. Vape juice that's inside that. So that's one of the brands where you actually know exactly what juice is inside it. And I released the reviews on those on Monday.
But you see with that, though, the Dr. Vapes one, though, Roy, you see, if you take a look at the box there, that's a fancy picture. It's colourful. It's in your face. Do you see what I mean, though, what I was getting at?
Yeah.
To kids, looking at that, for a kid, 13, 14, looking at that, it's going to interest them. It is.
Right. That's Dr. Vape's branding, though. That's Dr. Vape's short fill bottle.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same as that. The colour of the mod just happens to be the colour of, because the liquid's called pink, hence why it's pink. The blue Raz is blue. The creamy tobacco is grey.
No, I get that, but what I'm pointing out, though, Roy, is like we touched on earlier on. If you take a look at the boxes for the are appealing, aren't they? When you've got them all, you've got 20 or 30 lined up with the different colours, with the animal on. It's more appealing to look at. Think, oh, what's that?
No different though, Jackson, to things like John Player Special cigarettes were years ago.
Yeah. But the boxes of cigarettes are behind sealed doors with just the prices on it. They're all grey packets, so but it hasn't reduced the sales of it to teenagers.
Oh, I think it has, Roy. I don't see kids standing around smoking fags anymore.
I do.
Not like used to.
Where I live, I've got bus stops just down the road from us for schools. There's a school up behind me, and then there's kids that wait for get picked up by their parents or guardians along the street where I live, and I see loads of kids smoking every day, and it's like I'd much rather see them. I wouldn't probably think twice if I saw them vaping, but I see them smoking. I'm just like, oh my god, in school uniform, starting smoking. But then I think back, well, I can't really say much because I did that.
exactly what Salford said.
Same.
I think what you've got to remember, though, at the height of it all, is if they really want to do it, they'll always find a way. Like we did. If you go back to how we all started, with cigarettes.
If it's trendy, Mark, yeah. If it's seen to be like when we were kids, especially Roy and I, probably more that at our age, it was like there was cowboys smoking. Everyone on a film that was any kind of man at all had a fag in his mouth normally. They sponsored the snooker, they sponsored the cricket, they sponsored everything, didn't they?
Formula One race cars, the Marlboro Formula One race car, the Vincent Hedges car.
It was almost you were cool if you smoked, but I don't think that image isn't there anymore. But I don't think vaping should look cool. For me, vaping should be okay. You used to smoke. What's better than smoking? Vaping. What's better than vaping? Nothing. Just don't. Your lungs were built for fresh air, not for anything else, weren't they?
Yeah.
So ideally, don't do anything. Really. God, I'm a bad salesman, aren't I? But it's true. Swirling Monk says, where are they made and manufactured? Well, it's China. Swirling Monk, the majority. I don't think there's any made in this country. Don't think so. Too many hot mesh. Too many vape snobs. Vape devices that to help people quit smoking. Alternatively, yeah, I couldn't agree more. If we all liked the same thing, there'd be a huge queue. There would indeed. We'd all be driving red cars, wouldn't we, or something like that. Nicky Maynard, even AVC. Abdul, our disposable pod, get that on the screen, notified to the MHRA before they can be sold. I don't know, to be honest, because they're chucked out. I think what it is, I get offered what they call OEM all the time. So they've had a product passed, probably, by the MHRA, but there's nothing to stop a whole host of people jumping on that branding so they can put their own, like you've got there, Roy, probably the exact same thing with different manufacturers' stamps on or brands on there.
I can get two different ones here. Yeah, there's the same as these ones in the box. I haven't opened them yet because they're for review. There's two used ones, so they're exactly that way.
Yeah, exactly the same.
That one's just missed, which says up there. Yeah, just missed, and then the branding on this one is down at the bottom, so it's just printed differently. But the liquid is exactly the same because I've got two of these ones, which are the Pina Colada, but two different brands, and I've tried vaping, and they're both exactly the same liquid. So
you realise what we've just been saying without even thinking about it, don't you? Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Abdul, what's Abdul put? They've gone back bring back a disposable camera backwards. Yeah, I think they're quite hard to find now, aren't they? Disposable cameras. But anyway, we must digress on that one. Michelle thought he was going to wick the nest for us there. No. And the one brilliant thing is it's now nearly 5 to 10, and unfortunately I have run out of time to do the job.
Oh, you haven't. You've got 7 minutes.
Yeah, I'll do it next week.
In 7 minutes.
I'll do it next week if there's time. Someone say dirty nails. I don't know what you meant by that. They're probably mine. Good news, right? Arbiter, nice one. Yep, I must pick up the nest. Never got round to it before. Here, Morgan. Yeah, give it a crack, Ian. In fact, if you buy 3 bottles of TVP juice, you'll get a free one. So there's a good offer for you. Thank you, Kieran. Putting the casters channels in. There's yours, Roy.
Thank you very much, ABC. Gent, as always.
Kieran is consistent, isn't he? I know he had a little drop in his reviews, but I think there's a reason for that. But he's always there or thereabouts, and he still does it, doesn't he? And I must admit, I haven't done a review. What's my last one? Putting a chip in here, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was the last one.
I haven't actually watched yet.
Oh, haven't you? I wish, in a way, I'd done it. I wish I'd have done this one and then done a review afterwards, because now I know exactly how to do it, and it would be so much slicker and quicker that I could almost now do a video of it. Maybe I will do an updated one or something one day.
There you go.
Maybe I will. Daniel, kids cleaning up the streets to cash in and buy a bag. You're welcome, Dawn. Thank you. Jackson is like 100-year-old. What?
Right.
That's from Michelle. What? What's that all about? I didn't think you were too shabby, Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
Not too shabby. Rufus, it was 10p for Corona bottles. It was 10p, and as a kid, that was worth having. You taking 10 of them, you could buy 10 number 6.
2 shillings, Mark.
Sorry?
2 shillings.
2 shillings, yeah.
That's a bit before my time, I have to say, the whole shillings thing.
Well, I only just got used to the old pound, shillings and pence, and then when was decimalisation? 71, wasn't
it? 15th of February 1971.
71. See, I even got the year right. So I just got used to.
Just before I was born.
Was that?
Yeah, but James, do you ever have 5p's?
Yeah.
Well, 5p is a shilling.
Oh, was it?
10p is 2
Sorry, my
shillings.
cat keeps getting in the way here. Didn't you get?
Yeah, but how much was a shilling? What was 2.5p? That was tuppenny halfpenny, wasn't it? No. Oh,
yeah,
God.
tuppenny halfpenny. That was tuppenny halfpenny.
I know 2 threepenny bits don't make a pound.
Nope, they don't.
That went over your head, didn't it, Jackson?
Yeah, it did, Joe. I ain't that good.
And mine. Don't worry about it.
Cockney for threepenny bits.
In case you can't get to this question in time, Daniel wants to know how much for returning carafes.
A carafe. Yeah, you see, that's the best recycling in the world, isn't it? A carafe of lager straight off the barrel. The carafe gets washed out, the glass gets washed out, and the barrel goes back to be rinsed out and more lager put in it. What a perfect world. No picking cans off the street, Jackson. None of that. Cutting them in half, getting double for them. Nothing. Adrian, what's Adrian put here? Mission XV, V2, and the tips can't be the same. Out of diameter, can they? Nature, I would love to see those showing off as they do. Yeah, they are expensive, and they are quite confusing as well. So I'll see if I can perhaps bring a pack up next week and guide you through it. Maybe that would be the easiest way. Salford guys, just remember you can't take any spent disposable to any Totally Wicked shop for recycling, can't you? That's bad, isn't it?
You can take any spent.
Oh, you can? Oh, bloody hell!
You can. Where are you getting negative tea from? Just see, Salford. That's his negative.
That's my negative.
Bringing that into it. Negative thoughts. You can.
I nearly slandered Totally Wicked then, all unintentionally. I said intentionally, unintentionally. I'll move on. I'm digging the hole deeper. Yeah, but a lot of shops are like that. You can with yours, can't you, James? And I think Michelle can with hers, can't she, with their shop? So yeah. Most vape shops will let you bring them back and chuck them in a bucket or something, I guess. Kieran, I replaced mine yearly, hence the battery order via Naturevape. Bless your heart. Kieran, yep. Yeah, there you go. So it was Guy Stewart. Look, some were 10 years old, his batteries. Pretty good, though, isn't it? When you think.
Yeah, definitely. I would have loved to see those the battery wraps. They must have been shredded to pieces.
Probably ended up with sellotape. Who needs a battery wrap? Let's just put some sellotape around it.
Kind of looks like this when you take them off. It's just shredded.
Is that rag sticky?
Right, well.
No.
Right. What's that? People are blaming the vac for the super cold. Oh, right, okay, yeah, the vaccine, isn't it, for the super cold going around. I've heard a bit about this. Is there a super cold? I don't know. Let's not go there.
But there's a super cold for the simple reason everybody was isolating for a year, not getting round and sterilising. So whenever you went a year without all the germs, and as soon as people started mixing again, of course there's going to be super germs.
Super germs.
Yeah, it was the same with schools. Like the second that both my, obviously you can concur with us, right? Like the second my kids went back to school, I think within maybe say the first month, both my kids had the flu. Both of them had the flu.
First week they all come back with a cold, and then the cold just spread around the household, and that was it. And Michelle with the cold's not good. She's the worst sickly patient ever.
I thought it was men that were worse with colds than women.
No, Michelle is the epitome of man flu. She's actually it's man flu and then some that Michelle gets. I'm not joking. She walks around the house and she's like, oh, I feel poorly. Oh.
Tunes. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, if you've enjoyed the show, put your thumbs up. Thank you so much. Every little helps.
Come on, get up to 50. More. We're at 41 now. Get up to 50 before we go. Go on,
Get
folks.
up to 50. Yeah, we're running over on time, but we're a few minutes late, weren't we, James?
Yes.
Well, I normally take the blame.
I was going to say, you could ask my wife. I was literally like a toddler having a tantrum. I was like, why isn't this working?
You couldn't have been as bad as MF when he melted.
She's over there and she's laughing at me.
I don't think I'll ever forget MF when he had that meltdown with his...
That was so funny.
With his Zoom. So funny. That was the funniest thing I've heard. I was watching it live and I just thought it was so funny. So funny. I didn't think it was possible for anyone to swear like that and get that angry. He thought he was off air. It was funny as hell. And nothing to do with you missing the point. Type the devices group and you buy them. Right, okay, well, am I nearly up in chat? Nearly, aren't I? My first shot. Well, I'll tell you what, it's just gone 10. If you start saying your goodbyes, I'll read through chat. If I think there's anything that I do need to answer, I'll come back to it when I go at the end, I think. So, James, you were last in. How would you like to be first?
Some first, last in, first out. Here we go.
I can't point. No, it's that way. Away you go, James.
So, everyone in chat, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Sorry again for my lateness and my technical glitches that I had earlier on. Thank you very much for all the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Just to let you all know that BVL Extra will be on the 22nd on the Vaping Heats channel. Just to let you know what's going to be going on with the Halloween special on the 29th. To all my fellow casters, firstly, thank you again for all your patience. Oh, Lethal Coils has just jumped in. Hello.
Yeah, hi, Lethal. I'm up.
Again, thank you again for having a laugh with me. It's always good fun being on. And I will pass it over to Roy. He's over there.
Thank you, James. Just to echo what James said, thank you to everybody in chat for joining in the chat and making the show fly along. An hour and a half gone really quickly. Thank you to the fellow casters on one that side and the two that side. All trying to get used to it. That away. But yeah, a couple of reviews up on my channel. If you ever feel like you just can't sleep at night, jump over to my channel, watch it. You'll be asleep within 30 seconds. And I'll pass it across that way to Jackson.
Cheers, Roy. No,
Looks
massive
like
thanks for everybody.
the way that the camera
watched.
looks.
Yeah, massive thanks for everybody that's watched, everybody that watches on the replay. Massive thanks, and I'll pass it over to Mark.
That was quick.
Like that way.
I got to pass it over to Mark.
No, that way. That one. Yeah.
That was quick, Jackson, wasn't it?
Well, yes, but you know, if you want to check the reviews, not too shabby reviews over on Jackson Vape.
Yeah. Right, okay. Well, I was trying to scroll through the chat. I just noticed that Curly Chew and Lethal Coils has popped in. Well, welcome to you too. We're at the end there. Thanks for popping in. Gary Black as well. There you go. There's someone else new. So people coming in. And Iggy. Where have you all been? You've probably been watching, just not commenting. So anyway, I think I've got to the end. I don't think I've missed too much in there. If I have, I apologise, and perhaps keep your comment to next time. What's that? I bought all realised. What's that? Mark, I bought all three and realised still have two of them not to my taste. I don't know what that is.
TV, the Juice.
Oh, was that right? Okay. Yeah. I'm with you.
Because Ian was wanting to get a nest.
Yeah, got it. Okay. Well, it's just an idea, just a thought. Actually, I was more behind on chat than I thought.
Yeah.
I was enjoying our little chit-chat, you see. That's what it was. Yeah, so normally I put all your goodbyes in as I go, but anyway, sorry about that. So, yeah, sorry we're a bit delayed. It's normally my fault. Tonight was 100% James. No one else, just James. All James's fault tonight. So, thanks for tuning in. As always, nice to see you. Hopefully next week I'll have this new, what are they calling it? A 2-box, I think it's called, but it's not a sunbox. So, sunbox design, I think, that Ambition are making. But looking forward to that. And I'll get the QP going as well, the Juggernaut. Get that going as well. And I think there's a couple of other new bits coming as well. Can't remember what they are, but we'll talk about it next week.
You're going to start the QP now after the you're going to start building the QP after the
I'll
show.
do it while James is trying to sort his camera out.
Tuesday.
I'll do that, definitely. One last thing. I don't know how everyone likes this new format with like our playing cards. I did make them a bit bigger tonight, so we're all a bit bigger. The one nice thing is we can get the comments down the bottom. So if you prefer it this way, perhaps write something in underneath the video, like it more, and I'll see that because it gets pinged to my emails. And if you don't like it, tell me you don't like it, and we'll go back to the old way. It's not a problem. Whichever way you prefer. Hang on, where's the old way? Don't know if I can do that one. Will it work? Yes, it will. That was the old way. So if you prefer that and the writing going right across Roy, and it used to be Jackson at the bottom there, then we can do that. So until next week, folks, take care. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.